Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope all of you are fine and having good health. Today we have the topic, it is the properties of metals. So before the start of the properties of metals, we must discuss that what are the metals. Basically, metals are the elements that are found in the periodic table, the group 1A, the group 2A, all are the metals and mainly the atoms in the metals are joined together by the special type of bond. That bond is known as metallic bond. And we have a lot of metals around us. For example, the gold that is used for the ornaments and in the jewelry, it is basically a metal and its symbol is AU, that is aurum. Likewise, we have silver, we have platinum, we have mercury. All these are the metals, and here the atoms are joined together by the special force that is known as the metallic bond. So the properties of the metals are the result from this type of bonding. Let's have a look on the properties of the metals. So here we have the properties of metals. The first one property of the metals is that all the metals, all metals are solid at room temperature, at room temperature, and the room temperature we have, it is 25 degrees Celsius, except one metal. Here we have exception for one metal, that is mercury. It is the only metal that is found in liquid state at room temperature. So this is the exception for the metals about their physical state, all the metals in the solid state except mercury. Next we have the second property of the metals is they are malleable. Metals are malleable. Now, what does mean by the malleable? This is a unique property of the metals that they can be converted into sheets and foils. So, the metals are converted into sheets and foils. There, this property is known as malleability, or they are highly malleable. Next, third one property of the metals we have, they are ductile. What does mean by the ductile? This is the property that they can be drawn into wires. So we can make the wires. So the daily life examples is the copper wires that we use for the transfer of the electricity. These wires are mainly composed of the copper, and copper, its symbol is Cu, and it is basically a metal. Next, the fourth one property of the metals is this, they are good conductors. And what they can conduct? They can conduct heat as well as they can conduct electricity. Now, what is the reason behind that? They are good conductors because they have free electrons. Free electrons. All the metals have free electrons, or they can lose the electrons easily, so they are good conductors of heat as well as electricity. Next we have the property of metal is they are lustrous. Now what does mean by lustrous? They have shiny surfaces. All the metals have shiny surfaces, so there this property is known as they are highly lustrous. Next property of the metals is they are sonorous. Now what does mean by the sonorous? It's mean that they can produce the specific ringing. They can produce specific ringing. Now, the specific ringing is produced when they get struck with something, then they produces a proper sound. That is their property. They are sonorous. So, all the properties that has been appeared in the metals, this is due to the basically the bonding that exists between the metals, and the bonding that exists between the metals, it is the metallic bond. Metallic bond. Now the metallic bond is due to the free electrons, or we can say that it is due to the sea of electrons and the positive metal ions. So this force is known as mainly the metallic bond that is going to be exist between the metals. As we have seen, the surface of the gold, that is aurum, it is very shiny, and is shiny because metals are lustrous. On the other hand, we use the copper wires as they can conduct electricity. On the other hand, we have the sheets of different metals for different purposes at home, and these sheets are formed by the property of the metals that is known as malleability. Likewise, we have the metals, all are solids except one. So this is all about our today's lecture, that what are the mainly properties of the metals, and these properties are just because of their specific bonding between them. And if you guys have any queries, you may ask me about that in the comment section, and I will get back to you guys soon. And the next topic that we will discuss, it is the introduction to the physical state of matter. So we will start the chapter number 5. I hope you guys will keep learning. For that time, have a good day and Allah Hafiz.